No one was really aware of what was going on the night when Tokyo turned into a secret stage for two of the most talked about figures in the world. Amid the hustle and bustle of the city that never sleeps, among the screaming neon lights and the shadows of futuristic buildings that seemed to swallow the sky, two names again broke the silence: Kim Taehyung and John Jungkook. That night, they were neither global superstars escorted by dozens of staff, nor icons behind a giant management system. They are just two humans trying to breathe, and unfortunately, the world will never let them do it easily. It all started with a vague rumor that appeared without warning. A Japanese social media user posted a blurry photo, two men wearing black masks, walking quickly through the arrival gate of Haneda Airport. No name tag, no clear evidence. But the army is the best detective in the world. Within minutes, comments full of analysis began to appear. The post suddenly exploded, and one sentence took center stage: "Is this Taehyung and Jungkook?" That little question then set off a huge storm that was inevitable. While the internet burns itself out with theories, in reality, Taehyung and Jungkook are stepping through the chill of Tokyo's night breeze. The city reflected blue light onto their faces, hiding identities but failing to mask a distinctive aura that no one could lie to. For ordinary people, a spontaneous trip abroad may be a trifle, but for two of the most watched idols on the planet, it was a high-risk decision. But that night, they didn't seem to care. There is something much greater than the risk of scandal. Something that made them choose Japan, choose the night, and choose not to tell anyone. Internal sources said the two looked tense upon arrival, as if they had just gotten out of an inexplicable situation. Some said that the trip was an escape, while others believed that the two were pursuing something much more personal, perhaps a conversation they had put off for a long time. The pressures, the rumors, the internal conflicts, the fan expectations, and the industry pressures that have held their breath for years. Anyone can collapse, even someone as powerful as Taehyung and Jungkook. After leaving the airport, they did not ride in luxury cars as usual. They chose an ordinary taxi, sitting in the back seat with their heads slightly lowered, but their eyes met each other. There's a long silence, not an alien silence, but a silence that only two people who already share a long and complex history have. The taxi driver did not realize who the passenger was, but he felt a strange aura, like there was something heavy in the car. As if the outside world was no longer important, all that mattered was the unspoken conversation between the two. When they arrived in the Shibuya district, the two got off and walked through the crowded streets. The lights light up like stars descending from the sky, and the sound of music from the shops creates an almost dreamlike atmosphere. They walk not as idols, but as two best friends, or maybe more than that, who are looking for answers. CCTV cameras from several stores also captured the presence of two men in hats. But again, their identities seemed to be swallowed up by the crowd. Yet that shadow, the way they walked, the shoulders close together, the almost synchronous rhythm of the steps, the army around the world could recognize them even in the dark. The next rumor came from a small restaurant employee who claimed to have seen the two enter at around 22.30. They sat in a corner of the room, not a VIP place, just a simple wooden chair. The employee said that one of them seemed to be holding back his emotions, while the other spoke softly, his voice almost quivering. Is their conversation about the pressure they are under? About a broken relationship? The future of BTS? Or maybe about something much more personal, something that the public will never be able to understand? No one knows for sure, but the witness said one thing that remained in his memory. Their eyes looked sad, but they also strengthened each other. As if whatever happened, they were trying to fix something. After exiting the restaurant, the two walked over a pedestrian bridge overlooking the river. The night wind was getting colder, yet they were in no hurry. They paused for a moment, standing side by side, while looking at the water reflecting off the city's neon. In that moment, the camera of a fan from a distance managed to pick up a silhouette very similar to both. Although it may be just a coincidence, the spotlight of the internet is strengthening. The fans were increasingly convinced that something big was happening that night. Several theories begin to emerge. They're preparing a secret project, they're talking about a deep conflict, they're putting together a grand plan, Or maybe they just want to spend the night as two best friends who have lost years of time due to schedules, pressure, and distance. One person on Twitter even wrote, if they really went to Japan just to have a heart-to-heart talk, that would be enough to shake the world. And it's true, the world is shaken. The hashtag teekook in Japan suddenly rose to the top of trending in 37 countries without a single HD photo or official proof. Imagine two silhouettes are enough to make the world move. But the biggest mystery is not where they are in Japan, but why they are there. Is this reconciliation after bitter rumors? Did they decide to clear up the misunderstandings accumulated over the years? Are they going through a huge pressure that cannot be shared with anyone but each other? Or is it about the future of BTS, a future that now can only be determined by themselves? As the night wore on, both were off the radar. No follow-up photos, no other reports. Like shadows, they appear and then simply disappear, leaving the biggest question mark of the year. But a source said that the two returned to the airport the next morning at different times, as if hiding the tracks so as not to leave patterns that could be analyzed. And no matter what happened that night, it was no ordinary trip. It was not a sudden vacation. It wasn't just a walk. It was a journey that had meaning, and that meaning was known only to the two of them. The world may not have been given permission to see the whole story, but one thing is certain. That night, in the middle of glowing Tokyo, two long-running hearts on parallel paths finally meet again. And when the truth behind that hidden journey is finally revealed one day, the world will know that the night wasn't just about Taehyung and Jungkook in Japan. The night was about healing, honesty, and the future they were trying to rebuild, whether as best friends, brothers, or two souls who always came back to each other, no matter how far they went. That night will be remembered. The night when Tokyo becomes a silent witness to two names who can never escape their destiny. But the story of a night did not stop at the silhouettes that disappeared behind the city lights. After the news of their existence spread around the world, several additional witnesses appeared. Not with photographs, not with videos, but with stories that made the atmosphere even more mysterious. A hotel guard in the Roppongi area claimed to see two foreign men with very polite Korean booked separate rooms, but arrived on the same floor only a few minutes apart. He wasn't sure it was Taehyung and Jungkook, but he remembered well the expression on one of their faces. It looked like someone who had just made a big decision in his life on the floor of the hotel. There was a sound of cautious steps, as if two people were making sure no one was following. The hallway lights were dimly lit, giving the impression that the night was holding its breath. Another witness, a guest who happened to come out of the room to fetch hot water, saw two figures standing in front of each other's bedroom doors, staring at each other wordlessly. The gaze was not a quarrel, nor the usual familiarity. More like two people who have finally reached the point where they can no longer hide behind their busy schedules and years of busyness. When the guest returned a few minutes later, both had already disappeared. The door of the room was tightly closed, and there was no other sound all night. But he was convinced that no matter what happened after that door closed, it was a conversation that could never happen in Korea, couldn't happen in a dorm, couldn't happen backstage. Could only happen when the world really wasn't looking that. In the end, the world sees only fragments, vague pieces that are never complete. But from every little testimony that night, one thing became clear. Something had changed between Taehyung and Jungkook. Whether it is the recovery of something lost, or the end of something long hidden, only they know. Yet that Tokyo night, with its rain, its lights, and its secrets, became the point where the two big names finally faced their own truth. And although the world